Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Contest of Speed Tier 4. Or the EU4, I should say. We're here at Zandvoort for round 6 of the championship. And we've nearly got a full grid. Hopefully, we'll get a Mr. Blades turning up late on. In which case, we'll have all 20 drivers here. And we will have a cracking time, I imagine. Matt will be alongside me shortly. I've sent him away to eat because he was going to do that thing where he didn't and was just going to power through, but we can't be having that. So he will be here after qualifying. Oh well, when he's finished eating. So you're just stuck with me for the time being. You lucky people. First man out on track then, it's Joseph in the Alpine. Hopefully Sneaky Tom can get back in before the session gets underway. Actually, just to make sure, I'll send him an invite. So, a couple of people missing tonight. And we shall do the housekeeping in just a second. Yeah, so Raceway JJ has gone already at turn 3 on the entry to turn 3, and he's out, so he's going to be starting at the back, assuming everybody else actually comes out of the pit lane. That's going to be... I've just seen a message he's put in the chat. That's not going to go down well. So, it's a housekeeping time. New drivers in EU4. Permanently, we have Dylan or Delandra in the Williams, replacing Danny Boy, who has moved up to EU3. August Reflux, unless Thomas joins in the next 15 minutes, will be taking that AlphaTauri seat permanently. As such, his points this week will count in the Drivers' Championship. He will replace Thomas, who doesn't have any. If anyone's interested, Ben Mee has just scored for Burnley. The more you know. Other substitute drivers, reserves tonight. We've got Electric Blade in the Haas. Gui Gomez in the Alfa Romeo with Varda. Felipe is a new driver with Reflux in the AlphaTauri. And Slaughter in the McLaren, replacing Bernas. Let's see how we get on then. Joseph, the first man, as we said, to have a go at the lap into the stadium section. Of course, we all remember the orange smoke that filled the track earlier this week. Well, last week it was now, wasn't it? Sort of 8-9 days ago, with Max Verstappen claiming victory at the first Dutch Grand Prix of the modern era. Joseph takes provisional pole with a 112.1. See how that compares as a benchmark, as Electric Blade then goes and smashes it by 0.8 of a second, so not a very big good one, you would imagine. Not a very quick benchmark to begin with. Let's go on board with the new guys. Is he out of the pits yet? Not quite. Let's go with Reflux. He's on a lap at the moment. It's coming through the stadium section. Through that final banked corner. Oh, back end steps out. He'll finish the lap, but it's not going to be quick. 112.4. Of course, the corners at Zandvoort do have names, because they are part of a classic circuit. So I will try and find a version of it in English, because my Dutch is horrendous. Championship leader then. Who shall we go to? I think we'll go to our championship leader, which will be, when I can find the graphic to remind me. the Wizard and Shane actually tied at the top on 65 points. Luke in third place on 60 points, and then Steve in fourth on 52. So the Wizard in the pits at the moment. Shane is on a lap, has gone into fifth place. Luke, meanwhile, third place, has gone pole, 1:11.1. This was a big update out today for the game as well, which is going to compromise some of these guys and their preparation, unless they manage to just get some done tonight. Which might be where Raceway went wrong with his spin earlier on. See, I think Shane... Oh, he's coming in. I was going to say, I thought he might be going for another push lap, in which case we would have ridden on board. Out lap for Felipe. New man. Let's give him some air time. And that's Dylan, who's gone on the exit of turn 1 on the run to turn 2 and 3. Okay. Give himself some space to the Aston Martin of Sneaky Tom ahead. It's right on board then, down the main straight, one of the two DRS zones on this circuit. Heading down towards turn 1, also known as Tarzan. Turn 2 is, I'm going to get rinsed for the pronunciation here, Gerlach. And then, oh come on. Come on guys, have an easier language, man. Hugenholt, and over the dunes through the sweeping corners. There's some of these I can't even try. Turns 9 and 10 here, they don't have proper names, just turns 9 and 10. And down the second straight, the second DRS zone as well. Much shorter, used primarily to close. We might see some moves there later on into the stadium section through Hans Ernst. And also and then the final corner. You want to be careful on the banking, it can unsettle the rear of the car as we saw earlier with Reflux. No such problems for Felipe. Goes into P12 with a 1:12.7, but as a banker lap, his first one out, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Championship leader is now on circuit, as we see an Alpine there going sideways, and he's lost his wing as the championship leader. No time coming for him. Steve is in pole, we missed that, 1:12.8. Hello Blaze, nice to see you all. Nice to see everybody in tonight. Hope you're going to enjoy the show. I know I'm boring on my own, Matt will be here in a minute. Well, I say in a minute, at the end of qualifying. For anyone who's interested, Everton have an equaliser. I'm not sure who's got it, I will let you know when I find out. As we see the Wizard dive into the pit lane. Oh, it's Michael Keane. Let's jump to Steve then. He's on his outlap at the moment. Going for his second run. Very quick lap, very tight and twisty as a circuit. Not a lot of overtaking opportunities, as we mentioned already, so grid position could be vital. Some of these guys. Sneaky Tom goes up into second place, 111 flat for him. Steve then kicking up sparks through the final corner. Running a low rear ride height into Tarzan. And up around to turn 3. Let's see what line he goes for through turn 3. Goes for a line relatively low, because we saw Alonso going for quite a high line through there. I'll be trying that myself when I do some practice of it later on tonight. Looking good for Steve so far. Running a little bit wide there down at turn 7, but seems to still have the lap in one piece into the second DRS zone. We've had 4 retirements now. That's Reflux, ZJRNN, Raceway and Dylan. And Steve has backed out of that first lap. He might have another run at it here. We'll soon see. Or is he going to dive into the pits and save those tyres? Yeah. That was more likely. It's got a Luke then, as he's about to start his lap. Again, very low line through turn 3. Tenth up through sector 1. So he'll be challenging Sneaky Tom for second place at the moment. He holds his pace. Jack Hawkey in P5 on the medium tyre. Well, actually, yeah, on the medium tyre at the moment, has the fastest middle sector of anybody, which Luke has now just beaten. So Luke looking really good here. Could be challenging for provisional pole position. 2 corners to go. Now 1. Gets it through the banking well. DRS opens. Powers for the line. 1:10.7 puts it on pole position. And I think his penultimate corner just let him down a little bit there. The Wizard has gone through the final corner on the banking. We said it can unsettle the rear. It's happened to him there. And championship leader will be starting at the back of the field. Got some quick guys going to be starting low down the order at the moment. Luke, though, third place at the moment, is on provisional pole. Shane, the man jointly leading the championship with the Wizard, is now in 9th place. Not out on track either. Slaughter then. Let's have a look at the other new guy. This is his COS debut, reserving in that McLaren for the absent Bernas. Takes a narrow entry but a high exit to turn 3. It's now 2 on Everton. Andros Townsend has put one in. If anybody is, of course, interested. See, we provide a service here at Contest of Speed.
It's a lovely service, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Hello.
Hello. Sorry, I had some prawn crackers that needed munching.
No. I told the ladies and gentlemen that I sent you away.
From what I've seen so far, there I saw an almighty crash for JRN. It was magnificent.
Yes. I haven't. Well, it might have been on stream, but I didn't see it myself. I think I was looking at TAS or something.
It was.
Yes.
Rebounded back onto the middle of the road as well, just as an Alpine sort of spun in sympathy.
Slaughter into the pits.
He looks pretty handy.
He looks alright, doesn't he? He's doing good.
He's been itching to get in. A friend of Shane, so these two will have some.
I'll have a good
You would
relationship.
hope good
I think,
chemistry.
won't they?
Yes.
So, who shall we look at next? Varda in 4th place. Good lap from him. Very good lap.
Some guys kind of not in places where I expect them to be. Shane is on a hot lap.
It's a quick fire double for Everton. It's a double bobble, Derek. Damari Gray's grabbed the 3rd.
Oh, you love to see it. Give me some fantasy football points right
Damn
there.
right, I've got him in as well. Yes, Damari. That's what we like to see. As Varda comes into the pits. Shane going for a run on the soft tyres now. We'll keep the graphic up for the best that they have at the moment, although all the drivers are out on the softs, including Jack Hawkey, who has previously set his time on the medium tyre. Oh, Shane runs wide through the final corner. Well, penultimate corner, I should say, on the exit. That's invalidated his time. Let's see what it would have been. Would have been an 11.1, which would have put him around 4th or 5th place. Yeah, but even so, it's better than 9th, which is where he is at the moment. He's going again, which I wouldn't do, personally. You've not got any battery left.
No. I think he's on a better tyre, personally.
I would agree. I've just seen some carbon fibre fly from his teammate Slaughter there. I'm pretty sure.
Varda has retired, but that's in the pit, so Varda's happy. I would be as well. Oh, Sneaky Tom's lost it, and he's out.
Oh, the man who was in the fight for pole. He's out of it now. 1:11 flat is his time, and it's an absolute rout. Abdoulaye Doucouré. Although I think, the flag's up. Never mind. It's a shame. So, Steve, the next man I want to have a look at. Going on a slow lap at the moment. I wonder if he's going to head back in or if he's going to go again. Let's see how much further behind we are. Luke then going for the line. Start his lap. As is Steve.
30 seconds.
Normally about 40 behind, aren't we? So I think we might get that Alpha Tauri. Who is it? Is it Felipe or
Felipe.
It will be Felipe? Yeah. Is he gonna? So he's gonna start his.
He's starting up as well.
I think that'll be the last one.
I'll have a look.
We'll
Dan Hilton's is improving, so
he's improved and he can go again as well. So there's more to give. Yeah.
His time has ticked over, so he's just made it.
Yeah. There we go. So Electric Blade and Tebow are out at the moment. Luke has invalidated his new time, having beaten his Sector 1 time as well. He's gone off, that's why. On the grass there at turn 8.
Joseph's without a front wing, Smithy's without a front wing. I think we are going to see a lot of front wings and carbon fibre being dished out around this circuit. The curbs are treacherous, I think is the word I'm looking for.
Steve has bailed out of his lap. Shane has invalidated his. Jack Hawkey's in the pits. Dan Hilton, I think, will be on an in lap now. He's not improving if he isn't. Felipe, the only man then left to improve, manages to just swing it through the final corner. Just keep it in track limits. What's he going to improve to? He's not. He's 3/10 down. Maybe a little bit too much aggression through that final corner. That's going to cost him. So that's all she wrote then. Luke takes pole position with Steve in second and Jack Hawkey in third. Sneaky Tom, after retiring, will have to settle for fourth. Shane, our joint championship leader, is in fifth place with his rival in last. That's 19th place. The other man in that championship battle is Luke. He's up at the front. Steve is in there as well in second place, but a little bit further behind. Varda in 6th, excellent lap from him to get up towards the front of the field, only missing out on Shane's time by 1,000th of a second. Electric Blade in 7th, Slaughter on his COS debut in P8, and Guy Gomez in P9, Joseph in 10th. See, top 10, all of them on the soft tyre, so all will have to start on that tyre. Outside the top 10, it's Smithy in 11th place, Dan Hilton P12, Reflux 13th, Felipe 14th, JRN in 15th. And then the guys who did not set a time and retired, that's Raceway, Dylan, Tebow, and Wizard, making up the back of the pack. I don't know if Blades joined partway through or not. I hope he did, or I shall be shouting at him.
He won't be. He's probably fallen asleep.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, if the day comes when Blades doesn't fall asleep at some weird time, when he said he's going to be somewhere, then we know that, well, Ragnarok, the Rapture, the end of days, whatever you want to call it, whatever your belief system is, that is the day it will come.
So, strategy shall be interesting. I would love to tell everyone at home what the strategy is, what times we should be expecting, but I've done zero practice because I'm not racing Wednesday. I'm not going to be here. So.
Yeah, you're out having a life, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it is a family arrangement, so unfortunately, or fortunately, depends how you
I'm sorry, how has Andre Gomez just missed that? That's appalling. Anyway, back to the real action. Let's have a look at the tyre choices then for everybody. As we mentioned, the top 10 have to start on the tyre they're qualified on because it is a dry race. That's all on the soft tyre. Outside of that, they have free choice. They can do what they like. Smithy, Reflux, Raceway, Dylan and the Wizard have gone for the mediums. Dan Hilton, Felipe, JRN and Tebow have gone for the softs. No one taking a gamble on the hard tyre early on, Matt?
No, obviously you are a man that did... That's what you were hinting at. You were a man that did something weird around here.
I wasn't hinting, actually.
Tyre.
I did 30 laps on the hard tyre last year.
Yeah. So, I mean, the hard tyres this year have not been particularly good at the circuits that we have been to so far.
No.
So, I'm expecting, off of the last year's game without any knowledge of this year's, it's probably still going to be a two-stop. So, it'll be interesting to see if anyone was clever enough to keep a spare set of softs to do a second soft stint, because that extra lap advantage around here is pivotal for, as you said earlier, track posiciones.
Yes. Undercut is powerful, as Burnley get themselves a second, I think. No, that one's been flagged for offside as well. James Tarkovsky having a goal ruled out. VAR will, of course, check it.
Ashley Barnes looks livid, but sorry, yes. We're getting sidetracked here massively.
Well, we're waiting for him to pull onto the grid. You know, we can do this thing for people. Actually, I think it's a foul on Jordan Pickford by Chris Wood.
Yes, he's only got little arms, so it's fine.
He has. T-Rex Pickford, woo! So, racing is now our focus, ladies and gentlemen. We're here now. The wait has finished. We can get our own Dutch Grand Prix underway here at Zandvoort.
Black one safety car.
Well, we'll actually be hoping for one this time. 5 lights. They go out. We look to the bottom of the screen. It's our own version. The revs build to that crescendo we love. And away they go for Season 8 here at Zandvoort. Steve tries to cut across to block the Red Bull of Jack Hawkey, but inadvertently leaves the door open for Sneaky Tom to try and make his way through Tarzan into second place. He's fighting Jack Hawkey now.
Round.
And it's Jack Hawkey who takes it on the outside of turn 2. Sneaky Tom, I think, has gone round. There was a contact in there between them. Yeah, Slaughter at 4 places. Great start from him into 4th place behind Steve now, who's fallen behind the 2 leaders.
Oh, McLaren off.
That's going to be Slaughter dropping back.
Oh, and his contact. I reckon August Reflux has just hit the back of someone and picked up wing damage. He has.
Let's have a look then. Early damage for the cars in the field. We've got Reflux with 33% to his wing, Guy Gomez with 31, and Felipe with 16.
I'm surprised Dan Hilton didn't get taken any because he had a collision with a Williams. I think it was Smithy, but we shall move on. Oh, they're going to go 3 wide. Oh, I've seen this already once last week, and it didn't end particularly very well for the car in the middle. And it was a Williams as well.
Sneaky Tom now with wing damage as well, dropping right down to the back of the pack. Luke trying to hold off Jack Hawkey then through the first lap.
I think Sneaky Tom's lost even more wing because of that.
And we've got...
someone's round. Electric Blades round, and an AlphaTauri's joined him, and an Alpine. Oh, this is very nice. Yeah. Spinning out of sympathy.
Part of me really wants a safety car tonight because it's with the update that came out earlier today. It's the Aston Martin safety car that is on duty at Zandvoort. So we'll get our first view of that heading round if we get one tonight.
Avoided wing damage. He needs to turn off his ERS. It's still on. He's down to 67%. What am I saying? Turn it off.
It probably won't know it's on, that's the thing.
Oh, 2 leaders then. Joseph is off.
Yeah, 2 leaders then now starting to pull away from the field. We don't have a delta just yet. The game decided it doesn't want to do it, so I'll turn it off. Big winners then off the opening lap. The Wizard up 10 places. What did we say? The man is going to be one to look forward to. Someone predicted earlier Raceway JJ is going to do a last to first. He's up 9 places to 7th now. Reflux has gone at, I believe, that's turn 6.
7.
Yes,
6 or 7.
6 or 7. And we have a VSC.
I still remember the last time we raced around here, the incredible side-by-side action. There's 2 cars that went through that complex, and that was Ricky and Robert.
Fantastic Dan Reyes did as well, I think. I remember right.
Not successfully, though.
No, not successfully. Big loser then, Sneaky Tom down 13, Guy Gomez down 7, and then Electric Blade and Dan Hilton down 6. Although Blade is going to lose even more time now, since he's have to pit again.
So he's cycled off the hards onto the mediums.
JRN has gone to the hard tyre, by the way.
Yes, I've seen that.
Man after my own heart, and we're back underway. DRS enabled.
Can he make it work? That is the question.
Well, he can go to the end now, technically. He doesn't have to stop like I did. So, potentially. If he's got some decent pace on them, he's got clear air in front of him, so... He's not out of this yet. If Jack Hawkey can get it through the final corner here, we might have a move on for the lead. As the interval has now sorted itself out. Not quite close enough to Luke to have a go. Shane might be close enough to Varda.
Oh, someone's off. Joseph's off again.
Yep, and that's at the final corner, isn't it?
Oh, good thing it was ghosted on, because I think Felipe would have absolutely nailed him.
Clattered him, yes. Joseph into the pits then for the second time. And we've got, that's it, JRN has lost it through there and he's out. We could get, there we go, full safety car. Let's see what the leaders do. That's the Aston, we're going to get to see the Aston Martin, yeah. This brings everybody down the back of the pack back into play though. As we see, is that Dan Hilton? Dan Hilton does pit.
Another 5 seconds spin in the pit lane. It's his second one.
Yeah. We might see some guys going to hards and going to the end from here. Potentially. If they think they can do it without another safety car appearing.
It's always difficult for the car that's at the front because everyone else then pulls the trigger behind. But I would expect Luke to come in. Okay.
And
he teased me.
He did.
Jack Hawkey stays out.
He does. His tyres are in much better condition though than Luke's. That's something that we should point out. Luke pushing very hard on those tyres early on, so I'm not at all surprised that that's happened. And Luke has gone to the hard tyre.
I've seen some very interesting pit entries, but we'll move.
Felipe and Thibaut driving around with wing damage at the moment.
Where are they?
Steve has also gone to the hard tyre. Just going to jump up to our race leader. There we go, the Aston Martin safety car. That's at the front of the pack.
Oh!
He's done your cardinal
kills
sin.
Me. How can you're under a safety car? You don't need to be driving quick. How? Oh no! It's fine. First race.
The Haas is into cycle tyres, I think. Or one of them anyway. Electric Blade coming back.
Electric Blade was, yeah. I don't think Dan Hilton could, because at the time he would have possibly gone a lap down. Long way to go. The guys that probably pitted on the softs, or the guys that pitted on the mediums, could then do a medium soft or soft medium from here, potentially.
I think from this point onwards it's a one-stop race.
Yep.
And be that having stopped onto the hard tyre, if that's what they want to go for, or if it's from here going soft medium or medium soft. I think that's the call. Jack Hawkey trying to save some fuel. Don't know why. He's got 3.7 laps extra on board. You want to be in a high gear, man. Get the revs going. Save yourself some petrol. Get rid of it. Currently, Steve is underfueled, and he is the only car that is underfueled. We have there's quite a few cars actually running a lot of extra fuel. Jack Hawkey.
It's that gamble whether it's going to be a safety car or not. That's the thing.
Well, I don't think there's a massive amount of fuel burn around here. So Jack Hawkey's got 4 laps extra fuel now. Just to put that in perspective, 4 laps of fuel, that's possibly another, 10 kilos?
And was it 2 or 3 tenths per kilo?
It's, 2 tenths per kilo. So he's possibly running
2 to 3 seconds slower than, in terms of the general thing, than he used to.
It's, or is it 3 tenths per 10 kilos? So
no,
half a tenth per kilo or something. I think it's half a tenth per kilo. Thinking about it, but either way,
basically,
he's running between half a second and a second slower.
On the table. Yeah.
I'm sure that someone will be in the chat and will tell us. Probably the wizard. Let's watch behind us then. When does he go? Now, he's gone early. Varda. Oh, and he's been slowed down. He didn't wait for the safety car to reach the pit lane. That's going to compromise it.
Rashford Judge's got a great run here.
So Shane could see a change of the lead. Varda's going to have to try and hang it round the outside. That's not going to happen.
That got very close. Oh, 2 guys have spun it out the last corner. Electric Blade and
Gomez, yeah. JJ going defensive into turn 3, taking the low line, trying to keep Dylan behind.
Turn 1. It's just sad times. Oh, Dylan's just about stayed in front, maybe. Oh, someone's off. Who's that? Varda's off. Varda's off backwards.
I think that was a case of 3 or 4 into 1 will not go. We see Luke now all over the back of Dylan and going up the inside of turn 10 as he tries to make his way back towards the front of the pack. Those hard tyres warmed up very, very quickly for him. Or is that just the deficit to old mediums.
Oh, and Felipe's round.
Dylan has damage. That's why he overtook him so easily. He is Steve there, weaving out of the final corner, trying to avoid the stricken Williams, and has actually damaged his wing in the process and been on the hard tyres. He's now relying on safety cars to do his job for him and get himself back in the race. Luke on the back of the Wizard then.
Oh, Smithy's in the wall.
Yep, he's
got on the grass on the entry on the left-hand side.
Sneaky Tom as well has gone on the exit.
Oh, pirouetting. Safety cars again.
There's debris everywhere, and that is the music that Steve was hoping to listen to.
I would agree. That was an appropriate time to bring out a safety car, considering there was...
Yes, there are many, many wing pieces everywhere. We currently have, including the two at the moment, with Guy Gomez having just come out of the pits, if you include him, because he's had a wing change, 7 cars with wing damage at the moment on track. And all that carbon fiber's got to go somewhere.
Carbon fiber confetti.
Do you know what the singular of confetti is?
Confet?
Confetto.
Oh, tried.
Steve, Shane and Raceway are pitting. Raceway onto the hard tyres. He's going to match his teammate. Shane mediums, and he's out and away. Steve mediums. And Dylan has gone to the hard tyre, as has Guy Gomez. Oh, and an Alpine, that's Joseph, who's somehow managed to crash.
Under the safety car.
Yeah, in dry conditions. I know I did it in the wet. Before somebody clever decides to make a comment in the chat. But in the dry... I mean, that's... I mean, why you're weaving through that part of the track, I'll never know, to be honest. You don't need to weave there to warm your tyres up. The straights for a reason. But even so, like, just don't put your foot on the power. Yeah. Gonna have another lap, and the Red Bulls are doing this thing again, where one of them compromises the strategy, but they didn't need to. They were nowhere near each other before this. Jack Hawkey now is on... granted, he's actually looking after them pretty well, and I'm not surprised given the amount of safety car running we've had so far. But...
Well, I would think the sauce would still be okay. Electric Blade is coming, which is really strange.
Well, he was on softs, wasn't he? And he's now going to go to hards, so that's him to the end, as long as he doesn't end up taking any more damage.
In all fairness, he is only going to lose if he can get out ahead of Sneaky Tom. Yeah, he's only lost 2 positions, so actually it's not the worst move.
It's not a bad call. And Sneaky Tom's on soft, so he will definitely be stopping again. So I don't think that's much of a bad call, to be honest with you. I think Dylan, having cycled his tyres and is now out on hards, I think is a very good move. I think he could be coming back into this as long as he can keep himself out of trouble. I can't lie though, it's looking good for Ferrari right now.
Shh.
If the hard tyre is as good as I think it now appears to be, I mean, I'm almost disappointed that they've done it, because it now means I can't do it and get away with it without people knowing what I'm doing. But it looks as though the hard tyre is actually the race tyre to be on.
There's some concerning news associated with the Alfa Romeos, I believe, in the EU4. Tichy's doing a sweepstake of how much he should underfuel after seeing two safety cars.
Oh, Titch, just take as much out as possible, man. Take it all out. Run on air. Jack Hawkey's gone then. Spraying sparks up into the face of his teammate. I'm sure he'll be very grateful for that. But he's going to keep the lead.
It's absolute carnage from 5th down.
Yeah, and Raceway JJ is round.
So is Gomez. He's been pushed round there.
Yeah, I think Jack Hawkey's he's out. He's gone on the exit of turn 2. I don't think we'll get another safety car. He's offline there.
I think we could get.
And it's the restart, and all the cars are through. So I think we'll get away with that. Raceway JJ will have to stop again. That's ruined his strategy completely. Felipe, he's run wide. There's wing damage for him as well. Meanwhile, back at the front then, Luke is in range of the Wizard with both McLarens now sitting pretty in 3rd and 4th. Felipe and Gomez going slow down the back of the pack.
Oh, Raceway JJ hasn't got a front wing.
That was from turn 1. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Could be a fun week for incidents.
Oh, Dan Hill, no! How are you still alive?
He's not got wing damage either. He's good to. He hasn't.
Dan Hilton has. He's got no front wing. Oh, they've cut each up. And Raceway J just hit the back of him.
It's fine. He hasn't got a wing anyway. Dan Hilton then maybe doesn't have his TAS active, which would suggest, which would tell me why I can't see it. No, he doesn't. Him and Joseph didn't, and Slaughter, but Slaughter's first race. So
and Gomez, but same thing.
No, Gomez has got his active, I think.
Not according to the Tasman himself.
Well, it'd be a wrong combo then. Yeah. In that case, the Wizard trying to pull away from Luke before DRS is active at the end of this lap. He's on the cusp.
And the McLarens have swapped positions.
Understandable, given the tyre life. Shane, of course, in the championship fight as well. And wants to get himself ahead of the Wizard. The front 3 now are the main championship protagonists. Steve is in that battle as well. Do not discount him down in P6. Speaking of Steve, looking like he was going to go for a move on Thibaut, who will end up being the cork in the bottle here. And that's nothing against Thibaut. He's just on older tyres. Oh, Steve having a look down the inside of turn 3. That would have been brave. That would have been Cajones shrinking if he tried that one. And we've got a Haas that's and Dan Hilton.
Oh, and Felipe's just done the same thing.
A lot of guys taking too much throttle through that final corner and putting themselves in the wall. You just need to take it easy. Squeeze the power.
Safety car.
Yes, safety car number 3. We're only 13 laps in. Thibaut has a drive-through. That will be very good for Steve to hear. That will release him when Thibaut has to serve that.
To say that puts the spanner in the works would be an
understatement. Indeed it would. I'm going to be intrigued to see what the Wizard does here. Does he pit? Does he stay out? He's going to stay out.
Brave. I think he should have pitted.
Well, if he pits now, I suppose he has to go to a set of hards. As everybody from Thibaut to
down pits. Yeah, I would say everyone from there down will pit.
Yeah, and that's not unexpected.
Yeah, just going for the slingshot of that last corner. You can't, especially on warm tyres and heavier fuel. You just have to be a bit more careful. I think people are also being a bit too eager on the ERS front as well, just trying to pin it down as quick as possible.
Yeah, and it's going to be another race of attrition this week. Started with 19, 14 laps in, and we are down to 13.
Yeah, our largest grid of the season, and we are, as you said, talking once again of a race of attrition, which there has been many of so far.
This game, of course, renowned for having loose back ends on the cars, but of course that is true to life. Those cars had regulation changes that meant the rear downforce would be reduced.
And we say this, and we have Austria and Monaco as the next 2 races to come. That should be intriguing.
Austria will be one where you just got to make sure you've got traction. And then Monaco's just Monaco, isn't it? I mean, you go there and you drive. That's all you need to think about. Very rarely, unless you're in the freak tier at the top of the league, do you think about having to go for victories and things there. It's a race all unto itself, really. I mean, it's special anyway because of what it is with Monaco, but I think in cars it's different again, especially because we do it as a night race.
Sorry, I was just reading the EU4 chat.
Is there some angry people? Is there some unhappy people?
Classic safety cars moaning about it being on cold tyres. Well, don't crash, then there wouldn't be as many safety cars.
There is that, yep.
There's that. Varda retired and he was struggling before he got there. He's had rear wing damage and side pod damage that couldn't obviously be replaced, so that Alpha was walking wounded before its accident.
Of course, Zandvoort, a lot of quite bouncy curbs that you can attack if you've got the setup for it, but if you get it wrong, game over.
So safety car is in this lap. Thibaut has a drive-through penalty to serve, so when is he going to serve that? I would probably think straight away to avoid the carnage.
Yes, I would agree. He has pitted, although wouldn't necessarily have gone for mediums, but Thibaut does Thibaut.
He could probably make it though from here.
Yeah, but he started on them, didn't he? So he's going to have to go and pit again now. There we go. The Wizard has gone, and I think he has caught Luke relatively off guard. Gets himself down into the first corner. Oh no, Thibaut did start on soft, so he can go to the end from here. My apologies. It seems to be much calmer. Thibaut not serving it straight away.
Oh, and Sneaky Tom with an opportunistic move using the low line.
Yep, he has
turn 3, didn't quite pull it off though.
He's picked himself some damage up as well for that. Not much, but 3% is 3%. Damage is damage. Dan Hilton on the soft tyre, going on the attack with Dylan on Sneaky Tom now. That wounded Aston Martin. Oh, Dan Hilton slings one down the inside of turn 9. Great move.
Beautiful.
He threw it in there, and it's stuck. There we go. That's what we like to see. The Haas up to 10th place.
Oh, I've not seen a move like that from him for years.
No. Raceway JJ back on his hard tyres. He cycled, so he'll be working his way through the pack slowly, trying to keep himself out of any more mischief. Up front, though, Luke and Shane now starting to close in on the Wizard. An Electric Blade looking to make a move on Smithy as well. Not going to be close enough, though.
Serving his drive-through penalty.
Both Hasses then on the attack off the restart.
I think Dan Hilton needs to get off that button because he's using all his ERS around everything. Take it off now.
Yeah, keep yourself in the running now. You're in a good place. 8/10 the gap at the front then between the Wizard and Luke. Wizard needs to pull away while Luke is trying to get those hard tyres up to temperature and leave him vulnerable to Shane. Which so far is working well. 1.2 seconds now, and Shane going to be putting Luke under pressure.
Shane's just got more heat, a bit more grip at the moment. It's quite evident.
Fresher, softer tyres. He'll need to get the move done before the end of the next lap, otherwise those hards will be up to temperature, and then Luke will start to reap the benefits of that. The tyre wear figures are looking very similar at the moment. Shane's slightly better off, but 4 laps younger tyres compared to the man in front of him. As the Wizard goes fastest with a 13.6 so far. And that's the Alfa Romeo of Gomez. Steve making his way past Slaughter through turn 1. Nice move there from Steve. Into 4th place. We said don't count him out.
Oh, Dan Hilton's going to try and hang it around the outside. Oh, doesn't quite. Dylan gets that move done. That's probably important for his race. He's on fresher mediums, along with Sneaky Tom, Blade and Smithy.
Yeah, and I think the softs now on Dan Hilton, being 5 laps old, will be starting to lose their edge. We saw him make that great move earlier on with the remnants of life that will be sat in those tyres. I'll be interested to see if Sneaky Tom can get Electric Blade back with DRS now active. I don't think he will, because Blade will have it as well. We're getting a DRS train from Steve down to Raceway, actually. So P4 to P11 are in a DRS train. The front 3 have pieced out. Shane will be looking to try and close up to Luke. Luke 2/10 away from getting DRS from the race leader Wizard.
Electric Blade's got a good run on Smithy. He's probably going to send it down the inside, and he does. But Smithy, you can hold it round the outside here. We saw that in the race last weekend.
We did. He's not going to fight that battle though. But Sneaky Tom looking round the outside of turn 3,
and pushed the Williams through it as well.
We might have to call turn 3 Tom's Twister at this rate. He's going for great moves. Slung one up the inside earlier on.
Raceway JJ round the outside with the sweeping right and left hander.
I'm still trying to think of a name for the corner I wanted to call Assassin's Curve at Paul Ricard, where he went for a load of overtakes around the outside, and I can't think of one.
Pivot.
Assassin's Pivot? Yeah, actually, yeah. Good. Yes, Assassin's Pivot. We'll go with it. I think it's turn 11 at Paul Ricard. Hang on. Let me think about it in my head.
If it's the hairpin, then it can be a pivot. Oh no, it's round the outside, isn't it? The right hander. Yeah, why not?
It is, turn 11. The swooping right hander before the weird triple apex job.
Sneaky Tom has got past Smithy, and Delandra has also got past Smithy. That was a very good move.
On his teammate as well. Well, it didn't make it easy for him. Shane, meanwhile, has dropped away from Luke outside of the DRS window, and Steve is closing in.
I think Smithy didn't let him through because it was such a late move. It probably just caught him out off guard. That's why. But it needed to be done. Delandro on 13% ERS. That's not a lot to attack Sneaky Tom with.
He doesn't need it though, to be fair. He just needs to use the DRS to rebuild his battery charge, keep within range, and then can go for a move later on. Sneaky Tom doesn't know what charge he has, of course, unless he's got an engineer, or is just listening to the string. Yeah. Shane back in DRS then, and Luke now closing in on the Wizard. 20 laps after this one for the Wizard on those tyres. There we go, 20 laps as Shane goes quickest with a 13.3.
It's just to let Luke know he's there. I'll be amazed if all of the top 5 don't pit, other than Luke. I think Luke may be able to just hang these out.
Luke will be able to get to the end from here. I'm confident of that.
Gomez with a move on Tilo. That was very nice.
DRS assisted. Into turn 1. Oh, Shane got on the curb on the exit of 8.
Do underwear, please.
And that was a... If I tell you what, if the track had been wet there, he would have been in Amsterdam by now, before he managed to regain control. As it turns out, dry track, those tyres just about clinging on, so he can get himself through the corner of turn 9.
Slaughter's in a bit of trouble here. I say a bit of trouble, that's a bit of an understatement. He's under the cosh.
He is. We could see a move from Electric Blade, who takes a very low line through that final corner. Have you noticed?
Yeah, Dan's compromised him. Sneaky Tom's got such a better run as well.
He has, and he's got him on the brakes into turn 1, into Tarzan. And instead of seeing Electric Blade go past the McLaren of Slaughter, we see the Aston Martin of Sneaky Tom up into 6th place, with Dylan now lining up a move on the Haas.
I was about to say, look who's prowling there at the back of this little trio, which is now a quartet.
Yes. So we'll ride on board. We could see a move from Sneaky Tom on Slaughter, possibly into the stadium section, as Dylan goes on the curb that we just saw Shane try to ride. And it slightly more dramatic drift on there for the Williams man, as we see Sneaky Tom makes that move into the stadium and is now up to 5th place.
Danicheco.
Yep.
I think Luke is in trouble here.
Yeah, we will. We're going to see a change for 2nd place. Who's going to have it? Are we going to get a safety car? We do,
yeah,
and Luke stays ahead.
I'll tell you what, that is a brilliant timing for the likes of Dan Hilton, Gomez, who we're going to get off the softs very soon anyway. So
yeah, and
good work for those guys.
Raceway JJ has gone to the softs, so I think he's going to try and go all the way from here on though. Doable.
You'll have potentially 10 racing laps left, 10 or 11 racing laps.
Yep. We'll need to be careful on them. So this is safety car number 4, am I correct in saying? Yes, it's safety car number 4.
Oh, Danny, you've been praised for your commentary.
Have I? Yay!
Yes, you have.
Someone's giving me attention. So,
from Fudden.
Yes, thank you, kind person. I appreciate your praise. Let's see, the Wizard then is going to make his stop. Be interesting to see where he comes out here. Red Bull guys are late out into the pit lane. Soft tyres going onto the Red Bull. So from that evidence,
stays out. That was a given.
A one stop is possible, soft to medium, as the Wizard is now doing.
Yeah, and so Luke stayed out, and he has a little bit of a buffer, but we've seen round here in the past, if you're on the right tyres against the other tyres at the end, you have significant pace advantage, as we saw in the EU3 race.
Well, when I did that strategy of going the opposite to what Luke's done, so started hards and then went softs at the end. I think it was 6 places I made up in the final 3 laps, because everyone was on worse tyres than me.
Oh, look at just more lovely comments. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blades. I don't know why. I don't know why people didn't pit. That was interesting.
Steve and Sneaky Tom will be doing it for track position. With it being so difficult to overtake, if they've got cars that are good in a straight line, they should be okay. Personally, I think they should have stopped. But, having said that, they would now be coming out in 4th and 5th, wherever they were beforehand. I think the two that have lost out here are Slaughter and Dan Hilton going on the medium tyres fresh. I mean, they'll suffer early on.
Dan Hilton, didn't have any left.
Yeah. They'll suffer early on, and I think potentially at the end, if they've got some pace still, they'll come back, but they're going to need to have no more safety cars to make that work.
Interesting Slaughter though, because Slaughter has only used one set in the race, whereas Dan Hilton's used all 4, so that's why he's not on the soft anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, for someone like Dan Hilton, it's just basically survive, because there's 12 drivers left. I'm pretty sure we're going to get one more retirement between now and then.
Tebow needs to put his foot down here. He's 30 seconds behind the pack. And the safety car, I believe, will come in this time around. So if he's not with them, then...
Well, it may stay out.
I don't think it will. This is the 3rd lap, isn't it, Andre? I don't think it will. I think it'll come in this time around. And Tebow's going to be left stranded at his current pace. He needs to put his foot down. Yeah, he has done now. Look, closing right back up. Sector 3 at Zandvoort, very short. I mean, the whole track itself is relatively short. Sector 3 starts here at the opening of the stadium. And indeed we will get another lap. You were correct. Unless we get a very late call. It is a very late call. So Luke then will lead the pack. He needs to remember that the safety car has to be in the pit lane and past the timing line on the entrance of the pit lane before he can overtake it. So when most people make the mistake, they go too soon.
Oh, someone's gone off. Who's that gone off? Oh, severe collision with Dan Hilton.
That's... interesting. That's gone both ways. I would imagine that'll be Dan hitting Slaughter, actually. Luke waiting late and he's gone. Good restart from Luke. Steve not able to make a move. There's a McLaren looking racy in the back there with the Wizard going down the inside of Sneaky Tom. Making an early move on those soft tyres, getting a little kick of oversteer on the exit. That allows Sneaky Tom back ahead of the Red Bull. All that hard work undone. Raceway JJ looking again round the outside of turn 3 this time. He's looked good there all night. And Luke, crucially, has pulled a bit of a gap to Steve.
Oh, Delandra, don't go down the inside there. That would have been very, very brave.
Sneaky Tom right on the back of Steve. I think Steve's got a problem. Either that or his tyres aren't warm yet, because he's losing time hand over fist to the Ferrari ahead. Look at that.
He's still on 16 that pole mediums. That's why I'm surprised he's not come in, because they're not going to make the end.
No, and it's... I mean, wear-wise, they're not too bad, as we see. Sneaky Tom clip the back wheel of the Wizard. There was handbags through turn 10, and there was a little bit of contact coming into the stadium, and that sees the Aston even.
Oh, Dan Hilton spun it.
Yep, unsettled the front axle of the Aston Martin, and then he's round. Wizard then up to 3rd. Attacking Steve now. Will he try it on the brakes? He will, but he won't get anywhere. Will he try something at turn 3? Let's see. Championship leader then. Steve goes defensive. The Wizard's going to try it around the outside. He's going to try it and switch back on him. Can't do it. Steve holding on at the moment. All the time Steve holds on is helping Luke out front. Those hard tyres looking good, actually. His front left is the one that's going to be causing him some grief. All the others looking pretty good, you'd have to say.
I expect the soft runners making the progress.
Plus DRS will be activated at the end of this lap. So I think then we will see the Wizard make his move on Steve. And Shane as well. Shane looking very, very racy at this point. But as we see Steve... Oh, I thought he was going to pit there.
Ooh, baited.
Yeah, feigned a pit. Well, he baited me. No one else was going to stop with him. But he has held position, though. In second place, at least for another lap. Unless the Wizard can do something unorthodox. Luke then 2 seconds clear at the front of the pack. And we'll be looking to press home that advantage for as long and as hard as possible before the Wizard clears this Mercedes. Let's not count out Shane or Raceway just yet. Dylan pressing his pace advantage over the second Ferrari. And I think now is where we'll get a move from the Wizard. Takes a much tighter line through turn 10. Steve goes to the outside to try and defend. And that's going to be it. They're going to battle though. Steve's going to try and hold it. Steve holding it on the inside of the turn 11 into the stadium. Up towards the penultimate corner.
This is going to end in tears.
Steve round the outside. He's going to hold position and look at Shane.
Oh, Shane, don't do that through there. That's risky. Oh, Delandra's going to get them all, I think, if they're not careful.
Yeah.
Contact.
Wizard up the inside of turn 1. Dylan as well.
Wizard did get past Steve.
He has. He's up into second place. 3.3 seconds the gap to Luke, our race leader. Shane now around the outside of turn 3 to take Steve.
Great move.
Fabulous overtake from Shane. So Luke will be hoping now that these two can fight over second place and leave him alone out front. The Wizard, incidentally, wing damage, but Shane's gone. Oh, and he's collected Dylan there. Steve managed to brake.
That's a safety car. Oh, could this? Oh, if I'm Luke, do you not, Luke? Oh.
If I'm Luke, I'm stopping. He doesn't have the tyres to be able to hold them off. He's got 4.5 seconds. He can make it to the end, definitely. If he stops, it forces some of the other guys behind him to stop, I think, as well. The only person I don't think will stop is Slaughter. I don't think it's... Oh, never mind, Luke is staying out. We're going to see Dylan pit because he's got a lot of wing damage as he collected Shane. The Wizard has wing damage, but he stayed out. Slaughter has come in. In fact, I think everybody's stopped, haven't they, from P5 downwards.
Dan Hilton coming. Get the softs, got a softs. Oh, he stayed out! He's gone for track position.
He's going to make a massive jump, though, on this. Yeah.
He's
up
gone
from
for the track
P11
position.
to P5, so as long as he can keep himself out of trouble. Let's look at the penalties then. We've got 5 seconds for Dan Hilton and for Electric Blade. They will be for collisions, I believe. So assuming that
they are
it's
all
not their
for
fault.
collisions, the penalties.
Slaughter served his 5 seconds for the collision with Dan Hilton, so his 3 seconds isn't for that. That's for corner cuts. He's the only man with one for that. Electric Blade and Dan, both Hasses then with +5. In terms of warnings then, Luke out front is clear, as is the Wizard in second place. Electric Blade has 1 warning. Raceway, Dan Hilton, Gomez, those 3 all have 2 warnings. Tebow is clear. Steve is clear. Slaughter has 3, so he's essentially clear to his next penalty. And then Dylan and Sneaky Tom have 1 apiece. As it stands right now then, who's going to be the unlucky person? Who's going to miss out on points? That's the thing.
Probably Dan Hilton. And that'll be because of tyres.
Yeah, you would imagine it will be Dan Hilton. I'm going to be intrigued to see what happens with Luke here. Because I personally think that he should have stopped. He would have come out in 5th place, maybe even 4th, depending on the delta to Dan Hilton. And he would have been on fresh softs to go and attack those 3 ahead of him. Those 3, incidentally, might have chosen to pit because Luke did, in which case he would have kept track position and been on fresh tyres. As it is now, he's going to have a bloody good restart and hope that Electric Blade and Raceway JJ can do him a favour and challenge the Wizard, because otherwise he's going to be a sitting duck.
Well, the only thing that's going to possibly help Luke here is all the fresh soft runners are behind Dan Hilton.
It's not the fresh soft runners, I think, that are the problem. It's those three directly behind him. I mean, they're relatively fresh in themselves, aren't they?
In terms of losing significant pace and ground very quickly.
Yeah, and of course we've got... So safety car is in this lap. We'll have 2 laps after this. So lap 32 and 33 will be without DRS. So then there will be 34, 35 and 36 with it.
Yes, Jack, he needs to do that. And I can't repeat the word you've used there, but yes, he needs to do that method.
Does it begin with S and end
yes,
in
it does.
house?
Yes, it does.
Yes. Yes, that does need to happen. Luke, then we've got a blister on the left rear and a blister on the left front.
So it's when he's going to go, and I think everyone's expecting him to go really early, but you probably want to leave this as late as possible.
He's gone. That is a decent restart from where he went. He's going to hold position into turn 1. Key point, Steve past Gomez, who's had
Gomez is round.
Turn 1.
And Dylan Andrews around as well. He's made contact, I think, with Sneaky Tom or...
Torrid race for Dylan there. He's running
retired.
Well. So they're all going to get
Everyone
points.
Everyone gets points!
As long as they get to the 90% mark, which I think is the start of lap 33. Luke, meanwhile, out front, has managed to heat up those hards excellently during the safety car periods, because look at the gap he's pulled already. I know the Wizard has damage, and that might be the main factor in this.
Oh, Sneaky Tom's around.
Sneaky Tom round, he's still in the race though. Electric Blade into second place. Now Luke's going to be under pressure. That has no damage, but he does have 5 seconds worth of penalties potentially coming his way. Raceway JJ there in P4. The Wizard and his Red Bull are walking wounded. Then comes Steve on fresh tyres, who is pressing the second Ferrari of Raceway JJ. We've got a double toe there for Steve. JJ is clever, but Steve's going to try it round the outside of Tarzan. Gets an
Red Bull parked that car beautifully.
Yeah, gets an elbow in the side pod for his trouble. Don't go round there. He's all over the back of him. All over the back of that Ferrari, but he can't find a way through there. Gap out front is still a second. Sneaky Tom's gone. He made it though. He'll get a point. He will get a point. Fastest lap at the moment is actually for Shane, who is not in the race. He's out. He's not getting points at the moment. Oh, look at Raceway JJ all over the back of the Wizard. Had to compromise his line through turn 10.
Crucially, at the moment, Electric Blade will be picking up that DRS.
He will, yeah, and the Wizard won't. So he's going to be under pressure from JJ and Steve. Dan Hilton still acting like the cork in the bottle in P6, holding up Thibaut, Gomez and Dylan down the order, down the pack. DRS enabled. Electric Blade takes the fastest lap, 13.1, as he goes in search of the lead. Those 5 seconds could be crucial come the end of the race, though. He needs to get ahead and then stay ahead. Pull ahead. Absolutely dominate the final 3 laps of this race to have any chance of being able to hold on to victory.
Oh, he's got a Red Bull in third that's going to be helping him out quite handily.
Yeah, Dylan takes the fastest lap away from Blade, 1 minute 12.3. And I think we're going to see a move from Raceway JJ here for third place.
I don't think so. Oh, Steve! Oh, he halved it. He should have just committed.
No, I think you're right, actually. He's not deployed his ERS at all. But he's need to be careful. He's gone in the back of the Wizard. Avoids damage, though. Might be some diffuser damage on the Wizard's Red Bull to go with that wing end plate that's missing. And now I think we might see the move. 4/10 the gap between them. ERS and DRS deployed. But Steve's alongside. Look, we missed that. We haven't riding on board. Steve down the inside of turn 1. Possible switch back from JJ there. Needs to be careful through 2 and 3. And he's gone at turn 2. He hit the curb.
Oh, he's gone.
Hit the curb on the inside of turn 2. That's the killer. That's the curb you don't want to hit, because then you're going onto an off-camber part of the racetrack. Tebow goes through into 6th place. Meanwhile, back up front, Electric Blade half a second behind Luke. We've got a lap and a half to go.
Luke's got plenty of ERS. He staved it up, used it wisely so far. He's going to try and break the gap down into the hairpin.
He's not going to break that gap. He's just got to make it through. If he can make it through that next section.
Now
downhill. No! He was in 6th place. He was doing so well. Fifth. Oh! Back up to the battle for the lead, though. Steve's probably going to get the Wizard this time around. Blade has a little squirm through the final corner. That might compromise his chances. Luke will want to get it on track, just in case Blade gets that 5-second penalty taken off by the stewards.
Steve's got around the outside. Wizard down the inside. Oh, left to make contact. Wizard's in the pit lane.
Tebow up to 4th now. 4/10 the gap between Luke and Electric Blade. There is one opportunity left.
With no front wing.
Well, he might as well. I mean, the worst he's going to happen is he's going to get 9th. And that's what he would have gotten regardless. Electric Blade, then, he's got one opportunity left. I don't think he's got the tyres for it. I think the front
he's gonna
left.
Have the time.
No, he's not close enough. He's not got the tyres to get in there. He's not close enough. He's not going to have it. No, into the stadium section for the final time. The Ferrari holds the lead. Hard tyres, 30 laps. Man after my own heart. Luke Prentice then coming through the final 2 corners. That's all he's got to do.
Wizard.
Wizard with the damage from earlier with his contact with Steve. Luke Prentice then is going to win the Dutch Grand Prix. Electric Blade in 2nd place. Is Steve close enough to take it on the line? Yes, he is. Tebow's going to come home in 4th place. Gomez in 5th in his 2nd race. The Wizard, having run in the podium places for the majority of the race, comes home in P6. Dan Hilton is taken by Raceway JJ on the line for P7. Dylan will come home 8th with the fastest lap, and Sneaky Tom in 10th place rather, having retired late on. Well, that got more exciting, didn't it, towards the end? Great job from Luke there. Could have been a Ferrari double podium. Raceway JJ there, just taking too much curb at turn 2. That's going to haunt him, I think, tonight. Been that kind of season for him. But there is a Ferrari on the top step. It was clear all the way. I believe... Indeed it is. It's a Golden Wizard Award for Luke Prentice, who takes victory at Zandvoort. Steve finishes in 2nd place because of the 5-second penalty picked up by Electric Blade. Tebow has his highest finishing position of the season so far in 4th place, with PTR El Gui Gomez in P5. The Wizard in P6 after that late skirmish with Steve. Raceway JJ as well, caught in that fight but a little bit earlier on in 7th place. Dan Hilton takes points yet again in P8. Delandro comes home P9 and will get the bonus point for the fastest lap. Sneaky Tom in 10th place for Aston Martin, and he will get that point as well despite having retired. Slaughter in 11th, Shane in 12th, Smithy 13th, Felipe 14th, Varda 15th, Jack Hawkey 16th, Joseph 17th, JRN 18th, and Reflux 19th. All of those guys from Sneaky Tom downwards retired from the race.
Well.
Very good.
Who would have thought, eh?
What an exciting race at Zandvoort.
The drama.
The drama. It's what the safety car brings, people. People have said before that it neutralises races, makes them boring. It only does that when you don't have equal performance. All these cars are equal. It's down to the driver and their tyre strategy, their ability to hold the life in the tyre, to keep them. That's what Luke managed to pull off there. He had excellent ability to warm those hard tyres through under the safety car and keep them warm for the restart. And combine that with some luck with the damage to the Wizard behind him, was able to pull away enough so that Electric Blade had to burn out his tyres and his ERS before he got in range. So, excellent job there from the Ferrari man.
How did the people?
Let us see the people. I might let you do it tonight, mate.
Nah, that's right.
I'm feeling a little hoarse.
Yes, we are, Luke, in answer to your question, and that's why you're here, sir.
Hello all.
Hello. We'll start with the race winner then, as he's here first. Luke, talk us through it. Great drive.
Not a hell of a lot really to talk about. First safety car came in. I figured there might be a few of them anyway, so I came in for hards, and I just stayed out. The last couple of restarts, I knew that if I just did a decent enough job on the launch, then Dirty Air would hamper everyone behind me, and so it proved. I think Blades on that final restart will attest to it. He was much quicker along the straight, obviously, than I was, but as soon as we got through sort of sector 2, in between turn 3 and the DRS zone, that whole part of the track is just Dirty Air central. So I used that to my advantage and just stayed put.
Nice work. I was when I saw you come in for hards, me and Matt were talking about the strategy that I managed to pull off last year, which was the reverse of yours. But I'll be honest, I'm pleased to see that the hard tyre can perform as well as that for as long as that around here this year again.
I mean, obviously, it's just with regards to what I did here. I can't remember anything. I can't really remember anything past last weekend. So your drive is right out of my memory.
Oh, don't worry about that. No, I'll be brutally honest.
But
I'm just giving myself an ego boost.
Oh, why not? I mean, that's what you're supposed to do when you got the chance. But that was a bit like back here. It was pretty simple in terms of just keep it pointing the right way, which I did. I don't think I even picked up a warning. Never mind, any other misdemeanor. Got a decent enough start. Got a decent enough launch from the gate, and that really was it. That's about the only thing of event and note I really had to do, to be honest. Oh, and there was a move on Dylan, but that was it.
Yeah, we saw that overtake as well. There was actually some really good overtakes from people on newer tyres. They might have, and in your case on a harder compound as well, but they just had so much more grip that it was it seemed relatively easy to go for an overtake, particularly around the outside of corners like turn 3 and turn 10, I think.
If it's the end of the DRS, I think that's turn 11. But even before the DRS, if you caught someone off guard, then it was a really easy move to just fly down the inside.
Yeah, that we saw a couple into turns 8, 9, and 10. All three of those, and then turn 3 especially, there was some great moves through turn 3.
I'd love to tell you I saw them, but I didn't.
No, they were all behind you, weren't they? They were eating dust, mate.
But yeah, I'll take that after last week.
Yeah, great job, mate. Second win of the season. Hopefully there'll be many more to come. Second place then, after penalties, that's Mr. Steve.
Hello.
Talk to me.
Oh, that was a bit of a mad race.
So after your early, well, you pitted early for the hard tyre, same as Luke, and then was there some damage, wasn't there? You got caught up in an incident.
Yeah, so Dylan was going quite slow coming out of the last corner, so I had to back out of it, and then it just kind of like put me into the wall. There's nowhere else for me to go really, so.
Yeah. But either way, I managed to fight back. We saw you in a couple of scraps at the end with, particularly with the Wizard. Any comments on that one? With a lap and a bit to go, just at turn 1?
I had DRS on him and a lot of extra ERS as well, so I went deep on the outside, but he's saying that we made contact, but I'll have to look back at that. I'm not too sure about that, so... Yeah. Like I said, I went as far around the outside as possible, so...
Is that the classic, I've not seen it yet?
I haven't seen it, no.
Ah, good man. But, well done on P2, mate. Great drive to recover from where you were. Congratulations.
Nice one,
Electric Blade! I want to know about this penalty, because I didn't see it. I didn't see it happen.
Whoever I hit under one of the safety car restarts when we were about to go.
That's going to be a shame. Are you going to potentially appeal that and hopefully get it removed, or is it slam dunk?
I don't know. Possibly.
Yeah. Well, if you do go for it, I hope that it comes off and you can get your second place back, because that was a great drive. Considering considering that you managed to get a podium finish with a 5-stop race.
Yeah,
that's I can get behind.
First few laps were not pretty. I spun twice off the last turn. I saw two other guys spin on the first lap too with me.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys spinning on that final corner, particularly early on with the heavy fuel. Was it the heavy fuel, or was it just driver error with maybe a lead foot?
I think it was the fuel, because I forgot to put my fuel back down before the race started.
Yeah. But best of luck if you decide to appeal that penalty. Congratulations on a podium finish. Hopefully we'll see more of you. Nicely done. So then, all that remains is to say thank you all to you at home very much for watching. We hope you have enjoyed the show. If you have, make sure you hit that follow button, like button, subscribe button, whichever platform you're on. If you want to get some more Contest of Speed content, you can do so. You can either tune in every week. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 9 PM in the UK for EU's 4, 3, 2 and 1. And 2 AM in the UK on 9 PM Eastern on Tuesday and Wednesday for AMs 2 and 1. If you can't wait till those times, or you want to get even more in the meantime, you can check out our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Contest of Speed, where we have full race reruns shown and uploaded after every race. There is new merch coming. Big announcement, you heard it here first. There is new merch coming, so if you've got anything on the current line over at contestofspeed.live/merch that you want to pick up, now is the time to do it, because it will not be available for much longer. Final point, make sure you subscribe to all our social media channels, so that's Instagram, Twitter and soon to be TikTok. So you can stay up to date on everything Contest of Speed. I'm letting the young people do that, man. The young people. Thank you all again very much for watching. We hope to see you again next week for round 7. Good night.